Welcome to Tungal Online Classes. In previous video, we have discussed the concept of Cp minus Cv is equal to R, work done in isothermal process and work done in adiabatic process. So next one, we are going to discuss about PV diagram. So what do you mean by the PV diagram? So the graphical representation of variation of pressure with respect to the volume. The graphical representation of the variation of pressure with respect to the volume. So that is known as the PV diagram. Okay, see here. In this case, the pressure is taken along the y-axis and the volume is taken along the x-axis. And this graph, it gives the variation of pressure with respect to the volume. The pressure with respect to the volume. Okay, see here. The one more point here. The area under PV diagram, PV diagram gives work done, Okay, see here, area under PV diagram that is equal to work done, right? So it is very important point. So first of all, what do you mean by the PV diagram? The graphical representation of the variation of a pressure with respect to the volume. So that is known as the PV diagram, and the area under the PV diagram that gives the work done. The area under the PV diagram that gives the work done. Okay, see here, in this case, so let us assume that this point is 3P and this is P, and this point is, that is V, and this is 4V, right? So in this case, we are going to find out what is the area under this PV graph. Okay, this point is A and this point is B, and join this point is, that is C, right? Okay, so here we are going to find out what is the area under PV diagram. The first one, area under PV diagram, that is equal to work done. That work done is equal to, so it is look like a triangle here, it is look like a rectangle triangle. Then what is the formula we are used to calculate the area of a rectangular triangle here? So that is 1 by 2 base into height, 1 by 2 base into height. So this is the formula. So that is 1 by 2 as it is here, and what is the base value? Base is nothing but, that is BC, height is nothing but, that is AC, right? This is equal to 1 by 2 as it is. What is the BC value here? B value is 4V and C value is V, 4V minus V, so that is 3V. Here 4V minus V into height value, AC value, this is 3P and this is P, 3P minus P, 3P minus P. So this is equal to 1 by 2 into 4V minus V means, that is 3V, 3P minus P means, that is 2P. Here 2 get cancelled, the result is, that is 3PV. The result is, that is 3. So work done, that is equal to 3PV. This is one method, and the another method is, first we have to find out the work done along AB, after that work done along BC, after that work done along AC. After that, the total work done is equal to work done along AB plus work done along BC plus work done along the AC. Okay, see here. The one more method to calculate the work done. The first one, we have to calculate what is the work done along AB curve. What is the work done along AB curve? So after that, just join these two lines, this one and this one, right? So now it is look like a trapezium, right? It is look like a trapezium. So then, what is the formula to calculate the area of this trapezium? That is 1 by 2 sum of parallel sides into perpendicular distance, This is the formula we are used to find out the area of a trapezium, right? Here the parallel side means, so this one. So this is A, this is C, this is B, and this becomes B dash and this becomes C dash. Then sum of parallel side means that is AC dash plus BB dash. this is equal to 1 by 2 sum of parallel side. The first one is AC dash plus BB dash into perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance is that is BC or B dash C dash into BC. This is equal to 1 by 2 as it is. What is the AC dash value here? AC dash value. So this is 0 and this is 3p. AC dash value is 3p plus BB dash value from here to here, that is P into perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance is this is 4v and this is v. From B dash value or BC value is 4v minus v is that is 3v. That is 3v, right? So this is equal to 1 by 2 as it is. So 3p plus p, that is 4p into 3v. So here 2 ones are 2 2s are, then work done along AB, work done along AB, that is 2 into 3, that is 6 into PV, right? So this is work done along AB. So next one, we are going to find out what is the work done along BC. What is the work done along BC? So in this case, first we have to consider the closed path, right? So initially we are considering the closed path is A, B dash, C dash, E, right? In second case, while calculating the work done along BC, first we have to consider the closed path, that is B, C, C dash, B dash. So this is in anti-clockwise direction. The first one is in clockwise direction, that's why it is taken as a work done is a positive. Now it is an anti-clockwise direction, then we will take the work done as a negative. So this is equal to work done along BC is equal to minus area under the curve. Area under rectangle, that is B, C, C dash, B dash, B, C, B dash, C dash, right? B, C, C dash, B dash. Okay, this is C dash, B dash. Okay, this is equal to, now it is look like a rectangle. So what is the formula to calculate the area of a rectangular? That is length into breadth. That means BC into CC dash. BC into CC dash. Okay. So what is the BC value here? The BC value is 4v minus v, that is 3v into CC dash. CC dash or BB dash, that is P. So then work done along BC, that is equal to 3PV. The work done along BC, that is equal to minus 3PV. Here this minus sign is there, minus 3PV. And the next one, work done along AC. The work done along AC, here work done along AC is 0. Work done along AC is 0. Why it is 0? Okay, see here. Then already we know that the small work done formula, that is P into dV. The work done is equal to P into dV. Here P indicates the pressure, dV indicates that change in its volume. So initially the initial volume of this one is V and the final volume is also V. Then the change in volume becomes V minus V is equal to 0. 0 into pressure, that is equal to 0. So that's why the work done along AC, that value is 0. Next one, the total work done. That is equal to work done along AB plus work done along BC plus work done along AC Okay, this is equal to, what is the work done along AB here? The work done along AB value is that is 6 PV. The work done along AB value is that is 6 PV. Next, work done along BC plus bracket of this is minus 3 into PV. Plus work done along AC is 0. Next, 6 PV minus 3 PV, its value is 3 PV. Then work done, that is equal to, total work done is equal to 3 PV. So this is another method to calculate the work done, right? The first method is, that is direct method. So in this case we are consider this is a triangle ABC, right? The area under this triangle is, we are using the formula, that is 1 by 2 base into height. Base is BC into height is AC. If you solve this one, we will get the final result is, that is 3 PV, right? So this is one method, and another method is, first we have to calculate the work done along AB, after that work done along BC, after that work done along AC, then the total work done is nothing but work done along AB plus work done along BC plus work done along AC. So both result are same. The next problem, okay, see here is also we are going to find out what is the total work done. So after that we are going to find out what is the work done along AB, what is the work done along BC, what is the work done along CD, and what is the work done along DA. The first one, work done, total work done is equal to, total work done is equal to area under the PV diagram, area under the PV diagram, right? Okay, see here. So in this case, it is look like a rectangle. So that is area under rectangle, area under rectangle, that is ABCD. A. That is A, B, C, D, A. So then what is the formula we are used to find out the area of a rectangle here? That is length into breadth. That means AD into DC. AD into DC. So what is the value of AD here? The AD value here, this is 5P and this is P. 5P minus P, that is equal to 4P, right? AD value is 5P minus P. Next, into DC value is, that is 4V minus V. 4V minus V. This is equal to 5P minus P means, that is 4P into 4V minus V, that is 3V. This is equal to 12 PV. This is equal to 12 PV, right? So this is the total work done. And the second one, we have to calculate what is the work done along AB, BC, CD and DA. The work done along AB curve. Work done along AB curve. So that means we have to calculate this one, work done along AB curve. So in this case, just we are joining this one. So this becomes C dash and this becomes D dash, right? To calculate the area under AB curve, first we have to consider a closed loop. In this case, we are considering closed loop is A, B, C dash, D dash, A. Okay, see here, area under rectangle, so that is AB, C dash, D dash, A. Rectangle A, B, C dash, D dash, A. Okay, what is the formula here? The formula is same, base into height. So base is, that is C dash, D dash into height, that is BC dash. Height, that is equal to BC dash. Okay, see here, C dash, D dash value. So that is 4V minus V. C dash value is 4V and D dash value is V. 4V minus V, that is equal to 3V. That is equal to 3V into BC dash. BC dash, here this is 0 and this is 5P. 5P minus 0 is, again it is 5P, right? This is equal to 15 PV. This is equal to 15 PV. The work done along AB, that is equal to 15 PV. Okay, the next one, work done along BC. The work done along BC. The work done along BC, again it is 0, because already we know that the work done is equal to P into change in its volume, right? dW is equal to P into dV. Here dV indicates that the change in volume, but in this case, that is work done along BC, in that case the volume is fixed. The volume is 4V at the portion of C dash, also at the portion of B the volume is 4V. So then the change in volume, that is P into change in volume is 4V minus 4V, that is equal to 0. 0 into any term is 0. So then the work done along BC, that is equal to 0. Similarly, the work done along AD is also 0, because in this case the volume is remain same. At this position, at D dash also volume is V, at A also the volume is V, V minus V is 0, then work done along AD is also 0, right? The work done along BC is also 0, then work done along AD is also 0. And the next one, the work done along CD, work done along CD, work done along CD. Okay. So work done along CD. So first we have to consider closed loop, that is C, D, D dash, C dash. So this is in anti-clockwise direction. In the first case, work done along AB is clockwise direction, so it is considered as a positive. But in this case, we are going to find the work done along CD, it is in anti-clockwise direction, then it is taken as a negative. Okay. Then work done along CD is equal to area under rectangle, that is CD, D dash, C dash, D dash, C dash. Okay. So the formula is length into breadth here. What is the length value? Length value with D dash, C dash, length value is D dash, C dash into height value is C, C dash, C, C dash. This is equal to, okay, see here, D dash, C dash value, that is 4V minus V, 4V minus V is, that is 3V into C, C dash, C, C dash value is, that is P, and in this case the value is in negative because it is in anti-clockwise direction. So it is anti-clockwise direction, so that's why it is taken as a negative. Then work done, that is negative area under this rectangle, that is CD is D dash, C dash, and this is equal to minus 3 PV, that is minus 3 PV. Then the total work done is equal to work done along AB plus work done along BC plus work done along AD plus work done along CD. Okay, see here, the work done along AB, the work done along AB value is, that is 12 PV, the work done along AB is, that is 12 PV plus work done along BC and work done along AD, that is 0 plus 0 plus 0, next plus work done along CD, that is minus 3V, minus 3 PV, right? This is equal to 12 PV minus 3 PV, 12 PV minus 3 PV, sorry, this is 15, this is 15 PV minus 3 PV, that is equal to 12 PV. So this is a total work done. So both are same here, this is also same and this is also same. But in examination they may ask to calculate what is the work done along AB. In that case we have to follow this method. The next topic is Carnot engine and Carnot cycle. It is very important for 5 marks. The first one, what do you mean by this Carnot engine? So Carnot engine means it is an ideal heat engine. It is an ideal heat engine, and heat engine is a device. It is used to convert heat energy into mechanical work, right? Heat engine is a device. It is used to convert heat energy into mechanical work. Okay, see here. So in Carnot engine, it consists of following parts. It consists of following parts. The first point is Carnot engine is ideal heat engine and it consists of the following parts. The first one is a cylinder. The first one is a cylinder and the second one is a source. Second one is the source. And the third one is sink. Third one is sink. And the fourth one is insulated stand. Insulated stand. Okay. The first one, cylinder, right? So here the wall of this cylinder is made up of purely bad conductor of heat. The wall of the cylinder are made up of purely bad conductor of heat, and the base of this cylinder, the base of this cylinder is made up of a good conductor of heat, and this cylinder is fitted with a frictionless piston. This cylinder is also fitted with a frictionless piston, right? And it is also made up of a purely bad conductor of heat and it consists of some amount of working substance. So this is about the cylinder. So what do you mean by cylinder here? The wall of the cylinder is made up of a purely bad conductor of heat and the base of the cylinder is made up of a purely conductor, and the piston is also made up of a purely bad conductor of heat. So in this case, piston and wall of the cylinder is made up of a purely bad conductor of heat, and only base of the cylinder is made up of a good conductor of heat. And the next one, source. So source is a hot body. The source is a hot body maintain very high constant temperature. Source is a hot body maintain very high constant temperature, right? And it is going to supply some amount of energy to the working substance. So that is known as the source. So what is the source here? The source is a hot body. It maintain very high constant temperature, and it going to supply some amount of energy to the working substance. And the next one, sink. Next one is sink. Sink is a cold body. Sink is a cold body maintain very low constant temperature. The sink is a cold body maintain very low constant temperature, and it going to absorb the rejected heat from the working substance, and it is going to absorb the rejected heat from the working substance. And the last one, insulated stand. Insulated stand means the stand is made up of a purely bad conductor of heat. So let us assume that this is a stand. Here the stand is made up of a purely bad conductor of heat. So that is known as the insulated stand. So these are the parts of the Carnot engine. The first one, Carnot engine is a ideal heat engine, and it consists of a cylinder, source, sink and insulated stand. Here the cylinder is the main part of the engine. In this case, the wall and the piston is made up of a purely bad conductor of heat. Only base of this cylinder is made up of a purely conductor, right? The base of this cylinder is made up of a good conductor, and it consists of some working substance. And the source is a hot body. It's maintain very high and constant temperature, and going to supply some energy to the working substance. Next one is a sink. Sink is a cold body. It maintain very low constant temperature, and it absorb the rejected heat from the working substance. And the last one is the insulated stand. Insulated stand means the stand is made up of a purely bad conductor of heat. So these are the parts of Carnot engine. So next one is Carnot cycle. In Carnot cycle, it consists of 4 processes. The first one is isothermal expansion. Isothermal expansion. And second one is adiabatic expansion. Adiabatic expansion. Adiabatic expansion. And third one is isothermal compression. Isothermal compression. Isothermal compression. And the fourth one, adiabatic compression. Adiabatic compression. Okay. So Carnot cycle is consist of the 4 processes. The first one is isothermal expansion, adiabatic expansion, isothermal compression and adiabatic compression. Okay, see here. So in this case we are considering system. So this is cylinder. The wall of cylinder is made up of a purely bad conductor of heat. Piston is also made up of a purely bad conductor of heat. Only the base of this conductor is made up of a good conductor of heat. See here. The initial state of the system, the initial pressure of the system is P1, initial volume is V1 and temperature is a T1. Okay, here we will draw the PV diagram. So this is pressure versus volume. Here the initial state of the system, that is, it is represented by A letter. The initial state is P1, V1 and T1. P1, V1 and T1. Okay, see here. So in the first one, in isothermal expansion, we are placed this cylinder on the source. In isothermal expansion, we are placed this cylinder on the source, and we are allowed to expand the gas isothermally, and we are allowed to expand the gas isothermally. If we expand means, in that case the volume of this cylinder is increased. So that means the piston is moving from A to A dash position. When we are allowed to gas expand isothermally, in that case the piston moving from A to A dash. If the piston is moving from A to A dash, in that case the volume of the cylinder is increased. The volume of this cylinder is increased. If the volume is increased, what about its pressure? Pressure is decreased. If the pressure is decreased, what about its temperature? Temperature is also decreases. But this is the isothermal expansion. To maintain a constant temperature, the working substance absorbs the energy from the source. The working substance absorbs the energy from the source to maintain a constant temperature. To maintain a constant temperature. Okay, see, in this case, the pressure it changes from P1 to P2, volume it changes from V1 to V2, but the temperature is remains same, because so when the gas is allowed to expand, in that case the piston moving from A to A dash position, in that case the volume of this cylinder is increased. If the volume is increased, the pressure is decreased. If the pressure is decreased, the temperature is also decreases. But this is isothermal expansion. To maintain a constant temperature, the working substance absorbs the Q1 quantity of heat energy. Q1 quantity of heat energy from the source. Q1 quantity of heat energy from the source to maintain a constant temperature. And this is represented by point B in the PV diagram. So what is the state of system here? That pressure is changed from P1 to P2, volume is changed from V1 to V2, but the temperature is remains same, that is T1. The temperature is remains same, that is T1. So join these 2 points here. This gives the isothermal expansion. The curve AB indicates that is the isothermal expansion. Right. In the next case, in adiabatic expansion, okay, in adiabatic expansion, we are placed this cylinder on a insulated stand, right? So here, in adiabatic expansion, we are placed this cylinder on insulated stand. So already we know that adiabatic process means there is no exchange of heat energy between system to surrounding or surrounding to system. So in this case, the wall of the cylinder is made up of a purely bad conductor of heat, and the piston is also made up of a purely bad conductor of heat. Now we are placed this cylinder on the insulated stand, means now the base is also made up of a purely bad conductor of heat, right? So after that, we are allowing to this gas to expand adiabatically. Next we are going to allow this gas to expand adiabatically. So if the gas is expand, means in that case again its volume is increased. If the volume is increased, the pressure is also changes or pressure is decreases. If the temperature is also decreases. If the volume is increases, pressure is decreases. If the pressure is decreases, the temperature is also decreases. So in this case, this is adiabatic expansion. There is no heat energy is exchanged between system to surrounding. So then the state of the system changes from pressure change from P2 to P3, volume changes from V2 to V3, and temperature changes from T1 to T2. The temperature changes from T1 to T2, and this is the state of the system. So we will represent this as a C point in PV diagram, right? So this is a C point. So what is the state of the system here? The pressure it changes from P2 to P3, volume it changes from V2 to V3, and temperature it changes from T1 to T2. And this curve BC, that gives the adiabatic expansion. This curve BC that gives the adiabatic expansion. Right. The next one, isothermal compression. Okay, see here, this is the initial state of the system, After that, we are allowing this gas to expand isothermally. In that case, the state of the system changes from P1 to P2, V1 to V2, T1 to T1. Because that is isothermal expansion, to maintain a constant temperature, it absorbs the energy from the source. So after that, the same cylinder is placed on the insulated stand. So in that case, again the gas is allowed to expand. In that case, the state of the system it changes from P2 to P3, V2 to V3 and T1 to T2. So in this case also the volume is increased. If the volume is increased, pressure is decreases. If the pressure is decreases, the temperature is also decreases, but that is adiabatic expansion. So there is no energy is exchanged from system to surrounding. So then its temperature changes from T1 to T2. And the next one, isothermal compression. Okay, so here the same cylinder we are placed on sink. This is the sink, this is the position of the piston, right? Okay, the initial position of the piston is A and the next position is A dash and the next position is that is B. This is the position of the piston, right? Okay, so after that we are going to compress the gas. We are going to compress this cylinder isothermally. So isothermally means in that case the volume of this cylinder is decreases. So here we are going to compress this cylinder or compress the working substance. So in that case the piston moving from B to B dash position, B to B dash position. So in this case its volume is decreased. If in this case the volume is decreased, the initial volume is that is this much, right? And after compressing, the piston move in downward direction at the position of the piston is B dash, then its volume is decreased. If its volume is decreases, pressure is increases. If the pressure is increases, the temperature is also increases. The temperature is also increases. But this is the isothermal compression. In isothermal, the temperature is kept constant. The temperature is kept constant. So then, in this case, the cylinder or the working substance, it rejects some amount of heat energy to the sink, right? So here due to this compression, the volume is decreased, volume of the cylinder is decreased. If the volume of the cylinder decreases, the pressure is also increases. If the pressure is increases, the temperature of this system is also, or the cylinder is also increases. If the temperature increases, so this is the isothermal compression. To maintain a constant temperature, this cylinder, it rejected some amount of heat energy to the sink. So then to maintain a constant temperature, then the state of the system it changes from P3 to P4, volume changes from V3 to V4, but the temperature is remains same, that is T2, right? Okay, see here in PV diagram we are representing this point as the D. So here the state of the system is that is P4, V4 and T2, and this curve, the curve CD indicates that is isothermal compression, right? Okay. The last one, adiabatic compression. Okay, see here. So in this case we are placing this same cylinder on an insulated stand, right? Here we are placing this cylinder to the insulated stand. Again it is compressed adiabatically till it reaches to the initial state. In that case the volume is decreased, pressure is increased and temperature is also increases. So that means here the state of the system changes from P1 to P4, V4 to V1 and T2 to T1, right? So here we are compressing this cylinder or this working substance until it reaches to its initial state. So then the state of the system that changes from P4 to P1, V4 to V1, T2 to the T1, right? So in PV diagram it is represented by A, right? So then join this curve. The curve AD indicates that adiabatic compression, right? So this is the PV diagram for the Carnot cycle. See here, the first curve AB indicates that is isothermal expansion, and second curve BC indicates that adiabatic expansion, and third curve CD indicates that isothermal compression, and the next one curve DA indicates that is a adiabatic compression. So next one we are going to find out, so what is the work done in isothermal expansion, and what is the work done in adiabatic expansion and isothermal compression, and what is the work done in adiabatic compression. This is about the Carnot cycle. In Carnot cycle there are four processes. First one is isothermal expansion, adiabatic expansion, isothermal compression, and the adiabatic compression. In the first case, in isothermal expansion, just we are placed a cylinder on the source. The initial state of that cylinder is P1, V1, T1. It is represented at a point in the PV diagram. Here A point represents that is the initial state of the system. So afterwards we are allowed to expand the gas isothermally. In that case, its volume is increased, its pressure is also decreases, and its temperature is also decreases. But this isothermal expansion, to maintain a constant temperature, the working substance absorbs some amount of heat energy from the source to maintain a constant temperature. In that case, the state of the system that changes from P1 to P2, V1 to V2, and the temperature is remains same, that is T1 to T1. So this represented as a point B in a PV diagram, and here the curve AB indicates that is the isothermal expansion. The curve AB indicates that is isothermal expansion. And the next one, in adiabatic expansion, we are placed the same cylinder on the insulated stand, and the gas is allowed to expand adiabatically. Again, in that case, the volume is increased, pressure is decreased, but temperature is also decreases. In that case, the volume is also changes, pressure is also changes, and the temperature is also changes, because in adiabatic process there is no exchange of heat energy between system to surrounding or surrounding to system. In that case, the state of the system changes from P2 to P3, V2 to V3, and the temperature is also changes from T1 to T2. And this point C in the PV diagram represents the state of the system. And BC, the curve BC indicates that is the adiabatic expansion. So after that, the third step is isothermal compression. Isothermal compression, we are placed the same cylinder on a sink. What is the use of the sink here? Sink is a cold body, maintain very low temperature, it absorbs the rejected heat from the working substance. Okay, we are placed the same cylinder on a sink. Again, we are compressing that cylinder isothermally. In that case, the volume of that cylinder is decreased. If the volume decreases, pressure increases. If the pressure increases, the temperature is also increases. But this is isothermal compression. That's why to maintain a constant temperature, the sink, it absorbs the rejected heat energy from the cylinder to maintain a constant temperature. And this state is represented by capital D. So in this case, the state of the system that it changes from P3 to P4, V3 to V4, and T2 to T2. In this case, the temperature remains constant. And the last step, that is adiabatic compression. Again, we are placed the same cylinder on a insulated stand, and again we are compressing the cylinder adiabatically. We are compressing the working substance adiabatically till it reaches to its initial state. Till it reaches to initial state means, in that case, the volume decrease, pressure increase, temperature also changes. So then, if still it reaches to initial state means the pressure changes from P4 to P1, volume changes from V4 to V1, temperature changes from T2 to T1, and here this point A, right? So it is the initial state of the system, and the curve AD, it indicates that adiabatic compression. The curve AD indicates that adiabatic compression. So next we are going to find out the work done along isothermal expansion, work done along adiabatic expansion, work done along isothermal compression, and the last one, the work done along adiabatic compression. The next one, we are going to find out the work done along isothermal expansion, work done along adiabatic expansion, work done along isothermal compression, and the work done along the adiabatic compression. So already we are derived the equation to calculate the work done in isothermal process and the work done in adiabatic process. The first one, in isothermal process we are using the formula that is work done W is equal to 2.303 RT log base 10 V2 by V1. Okay, see here. The first one, the work done in isothermal expansion, here that is denoted by W1. So, in this case, in isothermal expansion, the cylinder absorbs the Q1 quantity of heat energy from the source. So, that is why we will write W1 is equal to Q1, that is equal to 2.303 RT1. So, in this case the temperature is constant, that is T1, RT1 log base 10, that is the final volume by initial volume, that is V2 by V1, So, this is our equation number 1, right. Next one, in adiabatic expansion, the work done formula, that is W2 is equal to R divided by gamma minus 1 in bracket the temperature that changes from T1 to T2, right. Here W2 is equal to R divided by gamma minus 1, that is temperature changes from T1 minus T2, that is T1 minus T2. So, this is the work done in adiabatic expansion. The next one, in isothermal compression. So, the work done in isothermal compression, see here we are going to find out the isothermal compression, that is W3 is equal to, so in this case the Q2 quantity of heat energy, it is rejected, Q2 quantity of heat energy, it is rejected to the sink. Then here the amount of heat energy rejected to the system, that is why it is taken as a negative, into 2.303 RT2 and here log base 10, here the final volume minus initial volume, the final volume that is V4 and initial volume is V3, that is V4 by V3, right. So, after that take this minus sign inside. So, here this is in the form of log A by log B, that is equal to log A minus log B. If you take this minus sign inside, then this equation becomes, that is 2.303 RT2 log base 10, that is V3 by V4. See here, in this case we have taken this negative sign inside. So, then this equation becomes 2.303 RT2 log base 10 V3 by V4. And the last one, in adiabatic compression, the total work done, that is W4 is equal to, this also compression. So, this is negative. Next, this is equal to R divided by gamma minus 1, and the temperature are T2 minus T1, So, after that take this negative sign inside, then equation becomes R gamma minus 1 T1 minus T2, So, this is our equation number 4, right. So, this is our first equation and this is our second equation and this is our third equation, and that is fourth equation. So, next one, we are going to find out the total work done, that is equal to work done along AB plus work done along BC plus work done along CD plus work done along DA, right. Okay. So, in this case the work done along AB. So, while calculating the work done along AB, so this here the we are consider the closed path. So, that is in clockwise direction. So, it is positive, and the work done BC is also in clockwise direction, it is also positive. And the next one, work done along CD. For work done along CD, we are considering the closed path is C, D, D dash, C dash. So, in this case it is in anti-clockwise direction, that is why the work done is in negative, right. Okay, see here while calculating the work done along isothermal compression, here we are consider the closed path, that is C, D, D dash, E dash. So it is in anti-clockwise direction. That's why we are taken it as a negative. And here is also same, while calculate the work done along dA or work done along adiabatic compression, here is also we are considering the closed path dA, A dash, D dash. So this is also in anti-clockwise direction. So it is in negative. It is in negative. Okay, see here. So in work done along AB, that is nothing but 1, W1. So this is W1, this is W2, and this is W3, and this is W4. This is W4. So this is equal to, here what is the W1 value here? W1 value is this much, that is 2.303 RT1 log base 10 V2 by V1, V2 by V1, right? So this is the W1 value, plus what is the W2 value here? That is R divided by gamma minus 1, R divided by gamma minus 1, T1 minus T2, T1 minus T2. Next W3 minus, what is the W3 value here? That is 2.303 RT2 log base 10 V3 by V4 minus W4 value is, that is R divided by gamma minus 1 T1 minus T2, Okay, see here. So in this case, this is plus R divided by gamma minus 1 T1 minus T2, and this is minus R divided by gamma minus 1 T1 minus T2. Both are get cancelled. So then the W1 is nothing but that is a Q1, right? The quantity of heat energy absorbed from the source, its value is Q1. So that is W is equal to Q1. This is a Q1 value, and this is the Q2 value, the quantity of heat energy rejected to the sink, that is W is equal to Q1 minus Q2. So next one, we are going to find out what is the efficiency of a Carnot engine. So that is efficiency is equal to work done by heat absorbed. Here the work done, what is the work done value? That is Q1 minus Q2. The work done value is Q1 minus Q2, and heat absorbed from the source is, that is Q1 quantity. Then substitute the W1 value here, W value here, that is Q1 minus Q2 divided by Q1. So then efficiency, that is eta is equal to Q1 by Q1 value is 1 minus Q2 by Q1. So this formula we are used to find out the efficiency of the Carnot engine, that is eta is equal to 1 minus Q2 by Q1. Okay. So next one, we are going to find out what is the efficiency of this Carnot engine, that is eta is equal to 1 minus Q2 by Q1. So already we know that Q1 and Q2 value. So what is the Q1 value here? That is 2.303 RT1 log base 10 V2 by V1, and Q2 value is 2.303 RT2 log base 10 V3 by V4. Okay, substitute here, that is eta is equal to 1 minus Q1 value is, that is 2.303 RT2 log base 10 and its value is V3 by V4 divided by Q1 value is 2.303 RT1 log base 10 V2 by V1. So in this case 2.303 cancel, R cancel. What are the remaining terms here? That is eta is equal to 1 minus T2 by T1 log base 10 V3 by V4 divided by log base 10 V2 by V1. The next one, we are going to find what is the V3 by V4 value and V2 by V1 value. Okay, so here for this one we are going to consider a curve that is adiabatic expansion and adiabatic compression, right? So already we know the general relation between the volume and the temperature in adiabatic equation, that is V to the power is gamma minus 1, T is equal to constant. So this is a relation between volume and the temperature. Here we are going to connect the relation between volume and temperature at the point B and the volume and the temperature at the point C. At the point B, the volume is V2, V2 to the power is gamma minus 1 and the temperature is, that is T1, that is equal to, at a point C, the volume is V3 to the power is gamma minus 1, temperature is T2. So from this relation T1 by T2 is equal to, from this relation T1 by T2 is equal to V3 by V2, V3 by V2 to the power is gamma minus 1, to the power is gamma minus 1. Okay, similarly in adiabatic compression, we are going to apply the same relation at point A and at point B. Here at point A, the volume is V1 to the power is gamma minus 1, T1, that is equal to, at a point D, volume is V4 to the power is gamma minus 1, T2. So from this one, T1 by T2 is equal to, T1 by T2 is equal to V4 divided by V1 to the power is gamma minus 1, to the power is gamma minus 1. Here this is also T1 by T2 value and this is also T1 by T2 value. So we are going to equate these two expression, right? Substitute T1 by T2 value in this relation. What is the T1 by T2 value here? That is V3 by V2 to the power of gamma minus 1. V3 by V2 to the power is gamma minus 1, that is equal to V4 by V1 to the power is gamma minus 1. In this case, gamma minus 1 get cancelled. What are the remaining term here? That is V3 by V2, that is equal to V4 by V1. V3 by V2 is equal to V4 by V1. So in this case, we want what is the value of V3 by V4. By cross multiplication, V3 by V4 is equal to V2 by V1. So what is the value of V3 by V4 here? V3 by V4 is equal to V2 by V1. So substitute V3 by V4 value in equation number A. So then the efficiency of a Carnot engine becomes eta is equal to, that is 1 minus T2 log base 10. Here what is the value of V3 by V4? Value of V3 by V4 is, that is V2 by V1, divided by T1 log base 10, that value is remains same, that is V2 by V1. Here the log base 10 V2 by V1 and here is also log base 10 V2 by V1, both are same, both are get cancelled. Then the efficiency of a Carnot engine, that is 1 minus T2 by T1. So this formula we are used to find out the efficiency of a Carnot engine, that is eta is equal to 1 minus T2 by T1. So it is very important for 5 marks.